Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I begin this statement with a message on behalf of the Malaysian government and specifically the MH370 SAR team. We would like to extend our deepest sympathies and condolences to those on board the tragic incident involving the South Korean ferry that departed from Incheon planned for Jeju. We emphasize and can imagine how difficult it can be for the families and the SAR team coping with the situation. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now entered day 43 of the search operations for MH370. It has been 6 weeks since we started the operation, in which we have continuously refined the search area in the quest to locate the missing aircraft. We have pursued every possible lead presented to us at this stage, and with every passing day, the search has become more and more difficult. On Thursday, I spoke with Angus Houston, and he has briefed me on the images captured from the Bluefin-21 AUV. I can confirm that the Bluefin-21 has captured clear and sharp images of the seabed while conducting its search mission in the underwater search area. However, from all 6 missions conducted, no contacts of interest have been found to date. Bluefin-21 AUV's 7th mission has commenced this morning. From the images, Angus has also informed me that the terrain of the seabed is undulating, and the Bluefin-21 is focusing on the immediate search area based on the pings that have been detected. Some media reports have stated that it would take the Bluefin-21 anywhere from 6 weeks to 2 months to scan the entire underwater search area. This is incorrect. The immediate search area that the Bluefin-21 is now scouring should be completed within the next week. As Prime Minister Abbott stated earlier this week, and I quote, "We will regroup and reconsider the SAR operations if there are no new updates in the given time." I have to stress that this is not to stop the operations, but to also consider other approaches which may include widening the scope of the search and utilizing other assets that could be relevant in the search operations. The search will always continue. It is just a matter of approach. All efforts will be intensified for the next few days with regards to the underwater search. I would also like to take this opportunity on behalf of the Malaysian government to again thank Australia on narrowing the search area and doing all that they can for MH370, and I look forward to personally meeting up with JACC and Angus Houston in the very near future. Ladies and gentlemen, as I announced a few weeks ago, 3 ministerial committees have been established. They have been working tirelessly and will now update you all on their progress. The Next of Kin Committee, led by Hamzah Zainuddin, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, is working closely with the various governments, especially the countries whose nationals were on board the MH370. From the meetings with the respective embassies and the high commissions, various issues that needed urgent attentions were addressed. Hamzah has also discussed with his counterparts in Beijing, and both sides have exchanged views and discussed ways and means to deal with the situation with regards to the families and those on board. The Technical Committee, led by Aziz Kaprawi, the Deputy Minister of Transport, has developed and drafted the proposed structure and terms of reference of the Aircraft Accident Investigation Team for MH370 in accordance with the Malaysian Civil Aviation Regulations 1996, MCAR 1996, Annexure 13, Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation, Chicago Convention. The structure was developed after consulting the experts from the Air Accidents Investigation Branch, United Kingdom, AAIB, National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB of the US, Australian Transportation Safety Board, ATSB, and the Air Accident Investigation Department in China. The proposed team would comprise of local and also international experts. We have also spoken with the ASEAN Secretariat on the possibility of appointing some of the counterparts to come on board. This is in accordance with the ASEAN Memorandum of Understanding on cooperation relating to aircraft accidents and incident investigations that was signed in 2008. The Asset Deployment Committee, the third committee, has identified private companies that have the capabilities for deep water salvage and recovery work, and other national assets can be deployed to support this operation. Local companies such as DefTech and Baustert have been tasked to discuss with their international collaborative partners such as Saab, DCNS in France, and others to identify the relevant assets and instruments required for the search operations. I've also been in consultation with Jean-Paul Trudec, given his experience in handling the Air France Flight 447 in deploying private commercial assets to assist in this search operation. In conclusion, as we move on to the next phase of the search, I am humbled that more friends from other nations have expressed their willingness to assist and support our efforts to locate MH370.
Bluefin-21 tak akan diberhentikan, malah seperti kenyataan saya tadi bahawa kita akan tambah lagi aset dengan kerjasama daripada pihak swasta. Di sini syarikat DefTech, DRB, Baustert dan beberapa lagi syarikat di Malaysia telah pun berjumpa dan berbincang dengan rakan-rakan mereka di peringkat antarabangsa cara bagaimana kita boleh tambah the AUVs yang untuk kita pastikan boleh membantu. Keduanya, kita dah masuk fasa sonar, active and passive sonar, which involves submersibles, in which case submarine assets would be timely for us to start considering and discussing. But I must stress that it is submarines based on sonar capability for search, and possibly this is quite limited in the field of military, and that is being discussed at the military level. Walau apapun, saya telah mewujudkan satu komiti khas di mana Timbalan Menteri Pertahanan telah pun diamanahkan untuk mempengerusikannya, dan komiti jawatankuasa ini akan memperincikan apa jua aset-aset lain yang perlu kita tengokkan dalam fasa ini. From what I've discovered, and I need to rely on the experience of Air France 447 and Jean-Paul Trudec's own experience, where the signals from that black box expired way before the 2-year period in which they discovered the black box. And they moved from the ping locator to sonar technology, from vessels, airplanes, to underwater, even deep sea vessels. And that, as I alluded to in my statement just now, requires the cooperation of commercial entities, especially oil companies involving with deep sea rigs. And that is exactly what we have been doing in the last few days, getting Malaysian companies who have got partners internationally to identify the assets is required based on the advice by the French team. And with that technology, hopefully when we move on to the next phase, the assets are already available, and it will be different from what is already in the site area. But as for today and tomorrow, we'll use the assets that are already available there, and let's pray that something positive comes out of what is happening right now. And if that happens, then that planning, which I indicated to you, James, may not be required. Thank you very much.
Okay, with that, we conclude the session for today.
Latest signals from the P3 Orion is exactly the point when we state, and that has always been the Malaysia's position, that any information that we receive must be verified and corroborated. I can confirm that the information from the P3 Orion, the latest, was a leak, and it wasted a lot of time overnight trying to identify it, and it was found to be negative. So it is very important that people don't speculate and base on information that has not been verified and corroborated. With regards to the location, today and tomorrow is imperative that we focus, because the GACC and all the experts have narrowed the area of search to what we are looking at today and tomorrow. And that's what Prime Minister Abbott said, and I totally agree with him. Whatever the outcome of the next few days, we need to regroup and reconsider the operations. It doesn't mean that we are going to stop the operations, but that will go directly to your question, Ismail, regarding as to whether we have to relook again on the data, whether it is satellite from Inmarsat, whether it's radar, whether it is the ping locator, whether it's other information that we have received from all these 26 countries that are assisting us.